All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Fact Flashes Talk of the Town. Every time we get a new neighbor or the neighbor changes, there are some sort of differences or some sort of things that we're insecure about, whether we'll be having a good equation with them, what will be the changes that will come in, and so on and so forth. One of the biggest news across the world today is that the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Mr. Imran Khan, has been de-notified as the government of Pakistan has been dissolved. Now, how is this connected to India? Like I said, Pakistan and India, we have a very lovely relationship when it comes to us as neighbors. Now, when the entire government being changed, something or the other will come in between India and Pakistan. Let's hope that all of those changes are positive. But even if those changes are positive, what is it going to look like? I've been joined by all of these intellectual men from the city of Vadodara. We have Mr. Niketan Contractor with us, someone who has a very good hold and knowledge about everything that's happening across the world. We have been joined by Professor Amit Dhodakia. He's the HOD of Political Science, MSU Baroda. We have the very veteran and popular journalist from Baroda, Mr. Vishwajit Parekh. We have Colonel Milind with us. And at the end, we have someone who is very much needed for this discussion, CA Hitesh Ji. Now, there will be a lot of economic changes as well. So, let's just move on to the questions now. First, Colonel, when an entire government is changed, especially when it comes to Pakistan. India and Pakistan, like I sarcastically said, that we have a very lovely relationship over the years. Do you think that now that the government will be changed, what will be the changes when it comes to defense?
Okay, so we are all aware last 75 years, Pakistan never really had a democratic government. It was always proxy, it's an open secret. None of the prime ministers, so to say, elected could complete their term of 5 years. None. Either they were sacked or they had to resign or maybe other methods. So, in a way, we have been dealing with the defense apparatus of Pakistan all along. So, changing a government, an elected government, so to say, won't really have any impact on our relations, our defense ties with them, or our equation, not ties, our equation with them per se. So, we don't see much changing there. Just 2 days back, their army chief, General Bajwa, he made a statement that, okay, we are prepared to have a dialogue with India. Now, that was something they're just trying to kind of soften it because they have already their hands full. So, they don't want any issues or any mischief. Of course, not mischief from Indian side, but they are just they're trying to preempt any such thoughts, which we won't be in any case. We are a no first strike policy nation.
Coming to Professor Amit Dhodakia, sir, another question that has been popping up into the media as well, that not just Pakistan but several other countries as well, but let's focus on Pakistan. They have been looking forward to India in a lot of ways. This time, when the Pakistan has denotified Imran Khan from the position or whatever, they are still, like Sir just said, that they are all set to talk to India and make sure that the relations stay where they are. So, according to your studies and everything, how does it exactly look like with Pakistan and India and them looking forward to us?
So there are a few observations that I will like to make. First of all, India-Pakistan ties are not too much subject to internal political changes with respect to the party or the prime minister who is in power. Whether it has been a government of PPP or government of Nawaz Sharif or governments led by military generals, overall environment of animosity and hostility between India and Pakistan is a given thing. It is actually a structural necessity for Pakistan that they have to be unfriendly with India because their entire nationalism, their entire political discourse is based on Kashmir and anti India rhetoric. And Imran Khan also got elected based on this strident anti India rhetoric. So directly we will not see a change either negative or positive in Pakistan's approach or attitude towards India following the uh, loss of power by Imran Khan. However, there is a larger foreign policy dimension to this entire political episode that happened in Pakistan. And that foreign policy dimension is, instead of United States, it is Russia and China who are now more influential over Pakistan's foreign policy. Imran Khan has been directly accusing United States of engineering a coup against him indirectly through the no confidence motion. He has accused CIA, Israel's Mossad, India's RAW, and British intelligence agencies of bribing Pakistan's opposition leaders and hatching a conspiracy to topple his government. Now, this is a very far fetched kind of an accusation which nobody would believe. Neither America has any direct interest in toppling Imran Khan's government, nor India or Israel or any other country. If his government has failed, it is because of his own failures. You see, he failed to manage the economy. Pakistan is in terrible condition with respect to inflation, foreign debt, and every other parameter of economic performance. And he also failed to deliver in terms of jobs, law and order, and overall international standing of Pakistan. So it is his own failures which are responsible for it, and he is trying to blame India, America, and other countries for it. Russia is clearly playing a more direct role now in Pakistan's affairs. It's very evident because Imran Khan refused to criticize Russia for attack on Ukraine. And interestingly, we see the other dimension in the foreign policy that Pakistan's army has been critical of Russia. One day, Imran Khan says that we will be neutral, we will not criticize Russia. Next day, General Bajwa says that this is clearly a case of aggression. Now, when we look at Pakistan's internal dynamics, we see this as clearly an indication that army had distanced itself from Imran Khan. If army had wanted, Imran Khan would have continued in power. There is nobody on earth who could have stopped Imran Khan from continuing in power if General Bajwa wanted him to continue in power. But it seems that army also washed its hands off Imran Khan, and now they are looking for somebody else, maybe at the behest of the powers which govern Pakistani politics. So overall, I see that India will not be directly impacted, but indirectly through the changing relationship of Pakistan with America, Russia, and China, we will have an indirect impact on our relations.
Right. Vishwajit sir, like sir just mentioned, that there are a lot of parties, the way it also functions in India, you know, that the Kashmir issue or the communalist issue, or, you know, influencing people through different communities, which also happens in India. So do you think that even 2 years later, when the Indian government will change, and now that the Pakistan government is being changed, both of them, some way or the other country is always an issue. And with that government, you know, sort of not making it a very communalistic or not making it a very communalist approach, India and Pakistan relations could become more better.
I can tell you straight away, since last 75 years, you can say after Simla Karar, when Pakistan signed that Simla Karar, Bhutto and Indira Gandhi was there. That time also वही एक एटमोस्फियर खड़ा हुआ कि दोनों नेशन के बीच बहुत बढ़िया रिलेशन शुरू हो जाएगा, बट दैट्स फेल. दोनों प्राइम मिनिस्टर पे एलिगेशन हुए, भुट्टो पे भी एलिगेशन हुआ, इंदिरा गांधी पे भी एलिगेशन हुआ. सेम थिंग स्टिल टुडे वी हैव वन सिंधु करार. Every year there is compulsory 3 to 4 meetings of that Sindhu committee, the Indian diplomats and Pakistan diplomats. After the meeting, every time दोनों तरफ से एक दूसरे पे एलिगेशन होता रहता है. This is the situation ये सिर्फ दो बात है. दिस इज द सिचुएशन सिंस लास्ट 75 ईयर्स. इंडिया में तो हम देखते ही है कि काफ़ी ब्लास्ट होते हैं तो पाकिस्तान पे ब्लेम होते हैं. नाउअडेज अब पाकिस्तान ने भी शुरू कर दिया कि लास्ट ईयर वो एक ब्लास्ट हुआ लाहौर में, टेररिस्ट हाफिज के घर के नज़दीक में ब्लास्ट हुआ. उसमें जनरल बाजवा ने पहले तो ऐसा बोल दिया कि भाई इंडिया ने करवाया. नहीं, इमरान खान ने पकड़ लिया कि भाई ये इंडिया का हाथ है, उसका इन्वेस्टिगेशन होना जरूर है. इंटरनेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म पे जाके उसने काफ़ी सारा जोर शोर से हंगामा मचाने की कोशिश, किसी ने सुनी नहीं है, इंक्लूडिंग चाइना और इंक्लूडिंग रशिया. पाकिस्तान के कोई आका ने वो बात सुनी नहीं है. यानी ये एक रिश्ता ऐसा है कि पाकिस्तान में कोई भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी हो, कोई भी पॉलिटिकल पावर पे बैठना चाहता है, उसको इंडिया को गाली देनी ही पड़ेगी.
And sir, vice versa?
दिस इज द सिनेरियो. दिस इज द सिनेरियो इंक्लूडिंग नवाज शरीफ, जिसका बहुत अच्छा नरेंद्र मोदी जो अभी के अब हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर है, इनके साथ बहुत अच्छे रिलेशन थे. इनफैक्ट नवाज शरीफ के पर्सनल फंक्शन में भी मोदी एक्सीडेंटली पहुंच गए थे. ये सिचुएशन के बाद भी अगर नवाज शरीफ के भाई को, शाहजहां को अगर बैठना है तो उसको इंडिया को गाली देनी ही पड़ेगी. अदर थिंग मैं आपको बताऊं कि काफ़ी इंडिया के पाकिस्तान एडजॉइनिंग जो भी स्टेट है, इंक्लूडिंग कश्मीर से लेके गुजरात तक, उनके कई सारे बिजनेस ऐसे हैं एक दूसरे के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं. कहीं सोशल रिलेशन, आज इतने सिचुएशन बिगड़ी हुई है उसके बावजूद भी कहीं सोशल रिलेशन ऐसे है कि हमारे यहाँ के कहीं लड़कियाँ की शादी पाकिस्तान में होती है और पाकिस्तान के कई लड़कियाँ की शादी इंडिया में होती है. ये स्टिल ये सब आज भी इतना ही एक्टिव है. उसका कोई भी रिलेशन, पॉलिटिकल डिस्टर्बेंस या कुछ भी बंद नहीं कर सकेगा. अब जो ये प्रेजेंट सिचुएशन जो इमरान खान का आया है, स्टिल वी डोंट नो कल क्या होने वाला है. स्टिल वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट की मैटर है. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने आज तो जजमेंट दे दिया है कि भाई पाकिस्तान पॉलिटिकल सत्ताधारी पार्टी और विरोध पक्ष दोनों एक नाम दो केयरटेकर प्राइम मिनिस्टर के लिए, वो होने वाला नहीं है. फाइनली ऐसा हो सकता है, ये मेरा एक एजम्पशन है पाकिस्तान की. मैं पॉलिटिकल सिनेरियो जानता हूँ कि हो सकता है रात को पूरी सिचुएशन पाकिस्तान आर्मी के हाथ में आ जाए. तो ऐसा पहले भी हो चुका है, यही सेम सिचुएशन हुई. मामला कोर्ट में जाता था और इमीडिएट पाकिस्तान आर्मी एंटर हो जाती थी और न तो विरोध पक्ष रहता था न सत्ताधारी पक्ष रहता था और सत्ता किसी तीसरे के हाथ में चली जाती थी. ये हो सकता है क्योंकि ये पाकिस्तान है. इसका कोई इंडिया पे ज़्यादा फर्क इसलिए नहीं पड़ने वाला है कि अगर सार्क कंट्री की अगर बात करते हैं ना हम, तो पूरे 7 कंट्री का बड़ा भाई तो इंडिया ही है. ये ज़्यादा धमाल करेगा, 2 थप्पड़ मार के शांत करना है. बड़ा भाई की वही जिम्मेदारी है.
Right. All right, sir. Let's come to Hitesh, sir. Sir, as a CA, there will be we will also witness, or will we witness some sort of economical or business relations might also change between India and Pakistan? Should we expect that?
See, the relation between India and Pakistan and the trade that we are doing with Pakistan, it has already been fallen by approximate 90% since last 5 years, right? Generally, we are exporting or importing sugar, sugarcane, iron ore and food items to and from Pakistan. But since last 2 years or 3 years, it has been declined to 90%. So in case of business, I don't see any much changes that is going to happen between India and Pakistan. If we study some statistics Pakistan is a major importer of food from rest of the world as well as India. They are having a double digit inflation over there, approximately 13%. And their GDP is approximately 3.5%. If you can understand that they are putting 10% extra every year by the way of external debt. So their major revenue of GDP is going into repayment of their debt. So looking at the present scenario, even if we have seen the war between the Russia and Ukraine, and we didn't have seen any major impact on Indian economy, because Indian economy is fundamentally very strong. However, we have seen some oil prices rise in the recent past. But I am sure, looking at the present dealings that we are doing with Russia, we are going to have a decline again in the oil prices. So I don't think any major changes in economic between due to.
Now, coming to Niketan, sir. Sir, I wanted to ask you this question. Like, I wanted to come to you at the end for a lot of reasons. When we speak about the economics, when we speak about the defense, overall, as you have been knowing the relations of India and Pakistan over years, every one of us knows, but you study it in depth. Do you think that the Indian government might change in next 2 years? The Pakistan government is changing right now. What is the overall picture that you are seeing, and what are your assumptions with the way that both of these countries will function in future?
First of all, I like to say that Pakistani politicians are very big hypocrites. All of them. Imran Khan was a vagabond. That's accepted. We went to that extent that Imran Khan started doing advertising in India. If you remember Godrej, Godrej had recruited Imran Khan for their product. Right? When Imran Khan was in England, he was westernized. You would not even see him in the suit which he wears now. Completely a changed man, walking with Jamina Smith, got married to Jamina Smith. Jamina Smith was not a Christian, she was a Jew. I had the occasion of meeting Imran Khan's lawyer in Delhi, and then in London also I went to his place. Very liberal lawyer, very liberal. 35 years settled in London, Nisim Bajwa, very liberal person. He told me that when Imran Khan told him that she is going to be my wife, I told him that you'll be finished in politics. No Pakistani will tolerate a Jew as a wife. He said, I don't care for Pakistanis. I'm going to do what my heart and my mind says. And he did it. Later on, they had problems. He changed. He started becoming more fundamental. When he was playing for cricket in India, when he was working with Godrej and a few other companies also, right? He never raised Kashmir issue. When he was in England, he never attended a Kashmir meeting. And suddenly, to get popular in Pakistan, he started changing his robe. From the suits, it came to the Pakistani national dress, right? Okay, fine. I mean, he had certain things like he made a cancer hospital in his mother's name and all. But that too not with his money. He took the players' money. The World Cup players have a complaint against him that he took away our money and made the hospital. You know. Looking at this, I think, we have a lesser choice. I mean, we don't have much choice like all the others said. But you have to look at a lesser evil. Probably Imran Khan talking about about America and CIA and all that reminds me of Indira Gandhi of 1971. Everything was CIA. The moment there was a price rise, she said CIA is responsible. The opposition went to that extent that we had a MP from Godhra, Pilu Modi, a Parsi MP. He took a badge in the parliament saying, I am a CIA agent, arrest me. Right? This was the level. So Imran Khan is playing the same card which was played in 1971, 72, America is destabilizing me, CIA is destabilizing me, this one is destabilizing me, England is paying money to the opposition and all those stuff. That's all rubbish. He's a hypocrite. Right? The other side, I suppose, is Nawaz Sharif. I don't know how about Bhutto or something, how popular they have become again. Nawaz Sharif is, again, not a very friend of India, but at least he understands the reality of the situation, political reality. So, in that respect, I suppose if there is a change towards him, you might feel you might feel okay about it. You might feel a bit better about it. But they have to be on Kashmir. They all will be one. Only one military general had the courage to say Kashmir is not my business, and that was Ziaul Haq. He said Kashmir is not my business. My business is Pakistan, not Kashmir. So let's put it that way. He was a very strong man. He told Morarji Bhai, I am going to hang Bhutto. Period. You see, in India, there is no demonstration against me. I don't want those hikeni pikeni Muslim leaders speaking against me. No. I'm not going to listen to Carter, Clinton, whoever it may be, the American president. I have decided this man was a murderer and he has to be hanged. That's it. So I guess Pakistan has this relationships of blow hot and blow cold. It will continue. But compared to what Imran Khan did with us in last few years, going to Turkey, addressing the Muslim country association, yeah, and criticizing us, not a good precedence from his people who had from where he came from. They never went to that extent what he went. So I said change of government might help us 5%, 10%, and who knows more. Pakistan economy being in doldrums right now. I mean, somebody could take a bold stand that okay, Kashmir is not our business, Pakistan is our business, and you might have a better relationship. Hope for the best and
Right.
prepare for the worst.
Hoping for the best. One last question before we conclude to all of you, whoever wants to answer this, that one very popular woman that came into the picture was Nawaz Sharif's daughter, Maryam Nawaz. And she is someone, it has been said that she made the entire plan to bring him down, and she took the wicket and everything. So, why is it, if we want to explain it in a very crisp way to our viewers, why is it that Maryam and Nawaz's family, they wanted to bring Imran Khan down suddenly after this tenure of being the Prime Minister, being in power?
See, Pakistan politics is a feudalistic politics. Very, very strongly feudalistic. There are families who control. I shouldn't say, but we have one party which is controlled by the family. But in Pakistan, almost every party is controlled by the family. PPP is controlled by Bhuttos. PML, whatever Nawaz Sharif, is controlled by the Nawaz Sharif family. The other parties are also, smaller parties are also controlled by the family. Even an Awami League from Balochistan is controlled by the Ghaffur Khan family. So everything is controlled by the family. And Nawaz Sharif has a following. He has a following. All she did was to bring back the supporters who had left him, who had been charmed by Imran Khan's promises of jobs and this and that and all sorts of things, to bring back to the fold. And I saw the pictures you said, and then I saw it on BBC and all that. She's quite beautiful. She is very beautiful. So obviously there is a charm to that. So she could match Imran Khan, in short. Imran Khan's popularity was because of his looks, not because of his speech or anything. He was the only guy whose ladies were, when he won the World Cup and went back to Pakistan, the girls used to come and kiss his hands, which is a rarity in Islam. The only other guy who had that was Bill Clinton. When he went to Pakistan, girls started kissing his hand. So I suppose she's matching him in show business. She's matching him in show business. She's equally good looking, equally educated, smart, good in English when I saw her interview and all that. So probably looking at... And even the other guy, I heard his pitch also, Bilal Bhutto. He's Oxford educated, And he also has a good command over English and all, and obviously he has the name of Benazir to follow Bhutto's. So I guess that's the reason why they are there. So because if they were not in politics, they would be nothing. I mean, to save their land, to save their businesses, they are all in politics. They are
Amit
all in
sir, Vishwajit
politics.
sir.
I think it is too early to write off Imran Khan, though he has lost power, but he has ensured that he is at the center of Pakistani politics. In the last election, the slogan was Naya Pakistan and creating a new economy, new society in Pakistan. Now, whether Imran Khan should be brought back to power is going to be the main agenda of the next election. Going by the rally that he organized last week, which was hugely attended, going by his huge fan following among the younger Pakistanis, and also the fact that Bilawal Bhutto stands no chance because he doesn't seem to be having the kind of intellectual wherewithal that is required for becoming Pakistan's prime minister. Nawaz Sharif, because of the corruption charges and legal issues, cannot really come back. Shahbaz has his own issues. So it should not be a surprise if the army does not stage a coup and if a fair election is held in the 90 days period as promised, if Imran Khan comes back with a bigger majority. Nobody cares for economy and other aspects. Let us be very honest. Even in India, nobody cares for economy. I mean, forget about Pakistan. Here also, governance issues don't matter, economy issues don't matter. What matters is charisma, your appeal to the masses. Now, in terms of charisma, as Nikitin Bhai said, nobody can match Imran Khan's charisma. Even at the age of 70, he is able to command that charisma, you see. So, let's wait, I think. Let's wait and see whether the other parties really stand a chance. And there is another sub-regional dimension also here. So, Nawaz Sharif party is stronger in Punjab, PPP in Sindh. Imran Khan originally drew his support from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan. But during the last couple of years, he has made strong inroads into Punjab, the traditional province of Nawaz Sharif. And that is the reason why you asked that why PML wants to dislodge Imran Khan at all costs, because he is actually making inroads into Punjab in a big way through his political moves. So let us wait and see. Only thing is whether army will remain neutral or play its role. That is something that remains to be seen. And to what extent outside powers, particularly China, also takes interest in Pakistan's internal affairs.
જે પહેલાં કહ્યું ને એ જ રીતે હું સ્ટીલ ટુડે આઈ એમ સેમ થિંગ કે પાકિસ્તાનના કોઈ પણ પોલિટિકલ લીડર હોય કે પાકિસ્તાન આર્મી હોય એને જજ કરવા ઇટ્સ વેરી ડિફિકલ્ટ because they don't have any policy. Either it's foreign policy or pro-country policy. Because every time કંઈક ને કંઈક થયા કરે અને ચેન્જ આવ્યા કરે. સેમ થિંગ આ સિનેરિયોમાં પણ હમણાં મેં તમને કહી રહ્યું હતું કે હજુ આપણાને ખબર નથી કે સુપ્રીમ કોર્ટ ભલે આવતીકાલની તારીખ આપી, પણ આવતીકાલના તારીખના દિવસ પૂરો થાય એ પહેલાં કદાચ પાકિસ્તાની આર્મી કાંઈ પણ કરી શકે છે ને જે ભૂતકાળમાં કર્યું છે. એટલે પાકિસ્તાન માટે આ કાંઈ જ નવું નથી. ઇનફેક્ટ આપણે કહી શકીએ કે આજે 75 વર્ષ થયા, પણ 75 વર્ષમાં 5 વર્ષ શાસન કરી શક્યો એવો કોઈ પ્રાઇમ મિનિસ્ટર નથી. એટલે કદાચ ઇમરાન ખાનને સામે કોઈક સારો દેખાવા માટે કોઈક લેડીને ઊભી કરશે તો પણ એ આવનારા દિવસોમાં પાકિસ્તાન પોપ્યુલેશન કે પાકિસ્તાન વોટર્સને પર એક હાવી થઈ શકશે કે કેમ, દેટ્સ ઓલ્સો બિગ ક્વેશ્ચન. બિકોઝ વી ડોન્ટ નો, નવેમ્બર સુધી તો બાજવા છે જ. નવેમ્બર પછી બાજવાની જગ્યાએ બીજું કોઈ આવે અને કદાચ એ જ બાજવા પ્રાઇમ મિનિસ્ટર બની જાય એ પહેલાં, કેમ કે જનરલ મુશરફ આઈ થિંક આવું જ થયું હતું. યા ડેમોક્રેટ, યા. એટલે આના માટે મેં તમને
It's
કહ્યું
unpredictable. Yeah.
આપણે કઈ જ એડવાન્સ જજ નહીં કરી શકીએ, કેમ કે આપણાને પાકિસ્તાન પર પૂરો વિશ્વાસ છે કે આવું થવાનું જ છે.
I'll just add to that. As Amit sir ne bola about China, China has huge stakes for the CPEC. They have been investing money. They've been not investing. They have been kind of spending huge amount of money, about some 15-18 billion dollars is the project. They want to reach Gwadar. Iran is also another very, very formidable player in the entire, because Iran, the Chabahar port and Gwadar, they're just about 200 kilometers apart. There's too much at stake. And Iran on one side, China on the other side, they wouldn't like this region to be volatile or unstable for long, because all their plans will go haywire. Moreover, they claim to have nukes. Now, one totally unstable, almost rogue nation with dangerous, and that's why, as the panelists are saying, that it is a matter of time. Something be brought in proxy. China will make sure that it doesn't flare up further. It's their stakes. They will override anything else. Even Russia will take a backstage. China is right now too much. It's too much at stake for China, and we have seen that. Just about a month back, there was that accidental firing of a missile. The entire region took it very, very in a composed manner, very mature manner. It was handled without any rhetorics on anybody's part. So we all understand the seriousness and gravity of situation. It is just that one rogue element from Pakistan going rogue and doing some misadventure, but that's what we have to actually look out for. That's
Right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here with us this evening and sharing your views. So, as all of us know that as of today, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Mr. IMRAN Khan, he has been denominated. Let's see, like all of them said, that Pakistan is a very unpredictable country when it comes to politics. So let's just hope for the best and let's see what happens in the upcoming days. So with this and a lot more that you need to know, make sure that you keep watching the Fact Flash and you subscribe to our new channel. Thank you so much.